Drew Allar has this Penn State offense humming in 2024. The Nittany Lions quarterback has seen improvements in his passing game as well as his control of the offense. And more importantly, he continues to take care of the football. Allar has yet to throw an interception in the first quarter of any game, on second down of any game, on the road. Even when targeting a running back or a tight end, still no interceptions. Our Dell will be on the sidelines for this game, and she spoke with him about their big matchup with USC on Saturday.
Drew, second week in October, Penn State 5-0. Could you have written the start of the season any better?
I mean, no, I don't think so. I think offensively, like we made steps throughout each game of the season, and now it's just about playing a complete game of football. So we're excited for the opportunity that we have this week for sure.
It's going to be a fun one. Now, I got to go back a month ago. You said, I'm the most prepared quarterback in the country. So break that down for me. What makes you think that? How much work do you put in and week out?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, my confidence in how I play out on the field this year has came through my preparation. Like I always talk about, like for me, like I earn my confidence throughout the week, and that comes through my preparation. And I think, it starts with Coach K and Danny. They do a great job of getting me ready on Monday, our off day, and really Sunday, like just getting ahead on the week of our next week's opponent. So it really starts Sunday right after the previous game for me. And then Monday I come in really early, kind of just start breaking down our normal downs tape that Danny puts together for us. And then really throughout the week, it's just rehearsing our play calls and like just memorizing like why we're calling certain things and certain situations. So for me, like it's an ongoing fluid process. And one thing that's really helped me this year is just, recording plays on my phone and then listening to them through my like headphones or whatever I have in, and pausing it and then drawing the play up. And that's really helped me a lot, just so when I get those play calls and those opportunities, I'm not thinking, I'm just going out there and playing, and it's like second nature at that point. So I feel like that's really helped me just through preparation this year, and that's why I feel like I want to be the most prepared quarterback in the country, and I think I've done a great job of that. And it's been a lot. It's not just been me, it's been Coach K and Danny and Coach Franklin.
Whose idea was that to go back and be able to
So it was we actually stole it from the quarterback show with Kirk Cousins, because we saw him doing it with at least the audio, and then I think really all three of them did it. I think Mariota, Mahomes, and Cousins did a variation of drawing the plays up. So it was something that I hadn't done before, and I figured like it'd be a super simple thing to add into the process. I just had to carve out time throughout the week to do it, and I've loved it. I think it's really helped me a lot, even going into practices, just knowing the plays, even if they're new plays. Like I've already had mental reps at them, and it's just helped me go out there and like make the most of every rep throughout practice.
All this preparation, I mean, it has shown just success out on the field. In your Penn State career, you've thrown 552 passes, right? Only 3 interceptions. How have you been taking such good care of the ball? What's the secret?
I mean, I think there's been a handful of plays where I've kind of been on the side of luck, where there's been a dropped interception or two. But for me, like we stress it as an offense, Coach Franklin. It's like one of our core principles as an offense. Like we want to win, or as a team really, like we want to win the turnover battle every week, explosive play battle, and drive start battle, and just red zone efficiency for us as an offense. Like those are the stats that we want to win week in and week out. So I think we do a great job of preaching ball security throughout our program as ball carriers. And then for me, it's really just trusting my feet and timing. Like when my feet are telling me to get off of something, I need to get off, because when I hang on stuff, or when just quarterbacks hang on stuff in general, that's when bad things happen. And I think we also talk about good misses as quarterbacks, like ball location, like even if it is an incomplete pass and it's on an outbreaking route, but you left it outside where only the receiver can catch it, at the end of the day, you're giving your guy a shot and not allowing a DB to undercut it and really take it back to the house. So I think it's just about accuracy and then trusting feet and timing.
Can you name those 3 interceptions? Do you remember them?
Yeah, there was Indiana. We were backed up. I was late. I was actually late to a dig route, and then there was Ole Miss, where I was a little trigger happy. I tried to force it downfield and got hit. And then Bowling Green, they got me on a zero look. So it was a good play by Bowling Green for sure.
I had a feeling you would remember each one individually. Just
Yeah.
thought. All right. So let's think about what you're about to come into right now, okay? And I want to take a step back for a moment. You are playing for Penn State, okay? Freshman year, and it's announced that Washington, Oregon, USC, UCLA are all joining the Big Ten. What was your initial reaction to that news?
Yeah, I mean, I remember it, like, I think it happened like after a workout or practice or something, like where we had like a team activity. We all came back into the locker room, and like that was the first thing we saw. And it was like, I think more shocked than anything, just because you don't really expect something like that to happen at that time. I think like Texas and Oklahoma had already moved to the SEC, and they were like buzz about the Big Ten adding teams. But it was weird, just because like obviously growing up in the Midwest, like the Big Ten's like Midwest football, like you don't really travel. It's going to be cold in November, even October and December. So like having like West Coast teams in, it was weird at first, but I think it's really cool. They're all great teams in their respective just teams, and it's cool to have so many different just teams in general added into the Big Ten. And I think it only strengthens it, which makes our jobs, like we have to go out in the off season and really work hard, because you're not only outworking the teams that were in the old Big Ten, like you're trying to outwork the new teams that are just added. So there's a lot more competition, which we embrace as a culture in general.
Want to go against the best, right? This week you are headed to the Coliseum, taking on USC. What excites you about this opportunity? I mean, you're going to get to play in a pretty historic venue this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's that in general. Like, obviously, we're going out to LA, which will be a cool experience for the whole team. I've only been out there once, and it was for the Rose Bowl, which was also a great experience. But we get to have the opportunity to take on a really talented team, really athletic team. So I think they're definitely the most talented team that we've played so far. And we're gonna have to come out and really, set the tone early. We need to get off to a fast start on offense, and just take advantage of our game plan and execute it. But it's going to be a great opportunity for us, and a great challenge for us this weekend.
When you think about this season and you look at just, we just talked about the expansion of the Big Ten, and this has been a topic that I'm sure you're sick about talking about, but the college football playoff expansion. Now 12 teams making the playoff. Penn State would have been there almost every single year, especially over the last 6 years. Where is the excitement in the locker room about the playoff expansion? Do you guys talk about it?
I mean, not really in season. And I think for us, like we always talk about being 1-0 each week, and taking every game like another opportunity, and preparing like it's the Super Bowl or the national championship, because we want to be in that position at the end of the day. Obviously, that's the main goal, but we can't look past any opponents that we have on our schedule, especially the ones that we have remaining. They're all really talented, and obviously it starts this week with USC, with how talented they are. And obviously they still have a chance, and they're going to come out and, play really hard and, be a very athletic team. So we need to take care of business this weekend, and, just do everything in our power to prepare like that. And, we always talk about the hay's never in the barn. So just keep asking questions up until game time, and, just go out and play ball, play free, play loose, and have fun. And everything else will take care of itself at the end of the day. If we start looking into the future, like that's when you can slip up in the regular season, not be in the position you want to be at the end of the season.
Our thanks to Jenny Dell, who again will be on the sidelines for our Big Ten game of the week that features number 4 Penn State at USC. Penn State looking to stay unbeaten in 2024, while the Trojans looking to bounce back from last weekend's loss. Kickoff at 3:30 Eastern from the Coliseum.